Welcome back to the Detective Diaries. Tonight's case takes us into the aftermath of a fire. A fire that didn't behave the way it should have. This is Case File 3, the room that burned twice. The call. I was called early one morning to investigate a residential fire. Firefighters had already done their job. The flames were out. The building was safe to enter. On the surface, it looked like a common electrical fire. But in my line of work, surface appearances rarely tell the whole story. Entering the scene, as I stepped inside, the smell of burnt wiring and charred wood hung heavy. Black smoke stains crawled upward on the walls. Furniture melted into shapes that didn't resemble furniture anymore. But even in all that chaos, fires speak. If you know the language, the first clue, the V pattern. In most fires, flames climb upward, creating a classic V pattern on walls. But in this room, I noticed something strange. The V patterns didn't point to a single ignition point. Instead, there were two. The second clue, accelerant signs. Next, I looked at the floor. Fire usually burns upward, not downward. But the flooring had deep burn-through marks, a common sign of accelerant use. The burn patterns were almost identical in two different spots. That's not something accidental fires do. The third clue, the electrical panel. The homeowner believed it was an electrical malfunction, so I checked the wiring. It was old, yes, but the area around the panel wasn't the most burned. If the fire started there, it should have been the hottest point. It wasn't. Interview with the occupants. During interviews, the homeowner seemed genuinely confused and distressed. They had no enemies, no money problems, no conflict. But one detail stood out. A relative had been staying at the house recently, and they'd left early that morning. Before the fire, the breakthrough. In the lab, samples from the burn sites showed traces of an accelerant. Not a powerful one, something common, store-bought. This wasn't the work of a professional. It was someone who watched too much TV and thought they could outsmart fire science. The reveal. When questioned, the relative eventually broke down. They admitted to setting the fires, one in the living room, one in a corner behind a cabinet, hoping to create the appearance of an electrical disaster for an insurance payout. They acted alone. The homeowner had no idea. Forensic lesson. This scene taught several important things. Fire patterns don't lie. V-shapes always point to the origin unless someone tries to create multiple origins. Accelerants leave footprints. Burn depth, evaporation residues, and unusual floor damage expose the truth. Electrical fires have distinct signatures. Heat patterns, arc mapping, and conductor damage don't match staged fires. Outro. That was Case File 3, the room that burned twice. A reminder that fires don't just destroy, they reveal. If you're enjoying this series, hit like, subscribe, and join me next time on the Detective Diaries. Every flame, every smoke trail, every ember tells a story.